Longtime motorcyclists like to refer back to the good old days of universal Japanese motorcycles, bikes that you can do just about anything on, comfortable, yet sporty enough. And now for the 21st century, we've got sort of universal Japanese motorcycles, maybe universally juxtaposed motorcycles. Representing the Japanese class is the new Yamaha FZ8, variation of the FZ1, inline 4 engine, comfortable ergonomics, and the bargain priced one of the group. Over here is a BMW F800R, which is new to the US for 2011, and it's got a parallel twin 800cc motor. Nice techie stuff. You can get optional heated grips and anti-lock brakes. And over here from Italy is the Aprilia Shiver, and it also has some tricky electronic bits where you have switchable maps. It's got a cool aluminum steel frame, got some nice Italian style, making what is a pretty attractive bike. And then over in the corner is Triumph's Street Triple R, which is kind of the oddball of this group, the black sheep. It's probably the sportiest, and it also has the smallest engine, 675 cc's, but it's an inline 3, it revs quick, and yet it's got good torque, and it is the closest thing to a sport bike of this group. So what we're going to do is ride them around, and we're going to find out how they work in the city, in the canyons, on the highway, and see if we can come up with a winner. Yeah, Naked Roadsters. Alright, the Yamaha FZ8 in this Naked Roadster battle, this really upholds the universal Japanese motorcycle mantle quite well. It's definitely the best bang for the buck in this group. There's really nothing too much to complain about. It may not be as sporty as some others, but it has really good power. And it's comfortable, and there's really no handicaps to it. It is the heaviest bike of the bunch, which some of us noticed in the corners and some of us not so much. But really, bang for the buck, this is the one to have. Good power, comfortable ergos, everything works properly, there's nothing to get used to. It's a great effort from Yamaha.
FZ8. A motorcycle I think a lot of riders have been waiting for from Yamaha for quite a while.
I like the FZ8. It's an effective tool. It gets the job done. It's a great bang for the buck.
What's the best thing about it?
It does everything very well on the street. Just an excellent, able-bodied motorcycle.
And I gotta say, this is the biggest and most pleasant surprise for me today. This is another everyday commuter kind of motorcycle, but fully capable of attacking the canyons on the weekend. And the best part, great value.
The BMW F800R might be the most polarizing bike in this group. Oddball parallel twin motor. It's kind of rough and doesn't sound as sweet as some of these others, but it really is effective. Good torque down low, doesn't need to be spun up very much, but it's got good sportiness when you do, and probably the best feature of it that we found was that it has really great handling. Longer wheelbase and not so aggressive steering geometry, but the wide handlebars make it dip into corners really quickly, and on some of these sketchier roads where the surfaces aren't right, it may have had the best front end feel of the bunch. The other important part of the BMW is there's lots of options. Heated grips, ABS, different height seats. It's a really nice package, and if you're at all interested in BMWs, this could be your choice.
BMW likes to be a little bit different in everything that they do. It's the right side drive, a few other little quirks, funny asymmetrical headlights, funny exhaust note. Very torquey though, very able-bodied, ABS included for the price, good brakes, good tires. It's a terrific engine for a standard. Will give a sport bike a run for its money.
The F800R, this is the first time I've ridden it. Not super keen on the engine character in terms of the vibration it produces, but that's part of the traits of a parallel twin. My favorite aspect of this motorcycle is its classic BMW handling. It's very sure-footed, neutral steering, Nothing questionable about the way it handles. It just tracks through the turn with utter predictability.
The Aprilia Shiver 750. We've reviewed this motorcycle and its brother, the Dorso Duro, with the 750 motor, and we've actually liked it a lot better than we did this time. We got a used set of tires on here that seemed to really affect the steering characteristics, and so we didn't have the confidence to push it in the corners like we had previously, but we do know that when things are set up properly and with fresh tires, it is a good handling bike. It's the second heaviest bike of this bunch, I believe. Its motor it sounds really good. Great exhaust note and good power, but actually not class leading in this group. It's a little bit down on power. We're hoping to see a 1200cc version of this bike in the next few months. Anything else I need to say about this, Pete? Did I miss something?
They bring high tech to the class, at least of these four. You know, the Aprilia, you get switchable mapping. It's throttle by wire as well. So these two bikes stand apart for that, and probably contributes to part of their costs as well.
So although the 750 V-twin isn't the most powerful, it is a sweet motor, very smooth, nice to ride, and the switchable maps give you some options and the kind of throttle response that you may like or prefer. The other thing about the Aprilia that I think a lot of people will want to take note of is that I think it's the easy beauty contest winner in this group, and I think it'll stand out the most when you park it next to a bunch of other bikes. The Triumph Street Triple and the Street Triple R, which we have, it has the upgraded suspension and brakes, which as any sport rider would think the extra cost is worth it. As I mentioned earlier today, this is kind of the black sheep. It doesn't really fit in displacement-wise, but for a sport rider, this is the clear winner. If you want to have fun at the top of your list of priorities in a motorcycle, this is by far the most fun. The engine is a delight to rev out, good power, even though it's down quite a bit in displacement. It doesn't really seem to lack anything, even in torque, to some of these bigger motors. And the suspension is the best, most adjustable, and the best suspension over these roads that we've been going on.
Triumph Street Triple meets the best of all worlds. It's super lightweight, terrific engine. It's got a very wide power band because the red line is higher than on these other motorcycles, so that you have usable power. Thing is the best canyon carver of the bunch.
Oh, look at what we have here. Triumph Street Triple R. It's almost not even fair to have this bike in the comparison. We just like it so much. And why do we like it? It's kind of a dial-a-ride in terms of its torque and its power and its linear feel. So smooth and predictable. One of the best sounding exhaust notes yet, even though this model is coming on 2-3 model years old now. Predictable, linear handling, excellent steering, the most aggressive, raciest steering dimension of the four motorcycles we have today. This is one of these motorcycles that somewhat of a new rider could get on and probably feel comfortable fairly quickly. And they could grow into it because it has a lot of potential, something that the 3 or 4 of us have been riding for collectively decades. We don't feel like we can outride this motorcycle. It has a lot of room for growth in terms of rider ability.
It's a really great package. May not fit in exactly with some of these other ones, but it is definitely the most fun bike of this group.